he would like tell me like, oh, come on, like they're not home, like it's just me, like it's like I'm your boyfriend. Like that's what he would use to justify everything, like I'm
Yeah.
your boyfriend, like come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, yeah. I ignored those kinds of things, and those like things ended up leading to like bad things. And I was like, dang, like
Yeah.
I just let him influence a lot. And that's one thing I can't stress enough with like girls nowadays. I'm like, don't let him influence your actions. I was like, don't let him like tell you what is good for you, or don't let him make comments on your family life and everything like that, because he is temporary. He was temporary. And like at the time I was like, oh my gosh, I was so like, he's a good guy, he's gonna be with me forever, blah blah blah. And I was like, what the hell is wrong with me? It's just like the relationship I have now. So like my boyfriend now and the relationship I had then, completely different. I know what to look for and what not to look for, and like what I want and what I don't want. And like that's something that I feel like I've upgraded more. So like not just looks wise, but like oh, I'm like I upgraded because he is always telling me like, he doesn't tell me like how to respond to my family in a negative way. Or if like I feel some type of way, he'll pick it up and he'll be like, how are you feeling? That's like the first question he asks me every single day, like if we don't talk for a while and stuff. Also, if you talk to your significant other every minute of the day, that's a little weird. But the first question he always asks me, he's like, how are you feeling? And I'm like, oh, I'm fine. He's like, just fine. And I'm like, well, yeah, because this happened. He's like, okay, what are you gonna do about that? Finding a partner that knows how to assess your emotions and everything, and not just call you crazy. My ex-boyfriend from when I was in high school always called me crazy for the way I reacted and stuff, or the way I was doing something, blah blah blah. He liked to buy me things and stuff, but like wasn't a fan of that because I don't know how to react to those kinds of things. I don't receive those kinds of things often.
Yeah.
So I'm really big. One thing I have grown from tremendously is just not ignoring those signs, and that's something I had to learn the hard way. One thing that what I ended that relationship was respect. That was like what ended the relationship. The whole time in that relationship in high school, he never called me a name. Like he wasn't bad. Like he didn't call me like he called me a whore or anything like that. But
Yeah.
he was like he never called me a verbal word or anything like that. But he was emotionally manipulative. And the one time he did call me a bad word, like he called me a bitch, and it was like
Yeah.
one time, and that was the very first and last time. And I broke up with him then and there because I was like, if there's one thing I do know, my father has never called my mom that. My brothers have never called their significant others that. And I was like, why would I take that from you? And it was over text message too. Like I'm not one. I'm like, I'm gonna break up with you in person. But he
Yeah.
was like, so you can do this, this, and that, but you can't text me back. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, you're such a bitch. And I was like, all right, I'm
Yeah.
done. And he was like,
Yeah.
what? And I was like, I was like, that is like, I was like, if you ever did that to me, like in the early years, this relationship would have been over a long time ago. But I always give more than one chance, which is one of my like bad habits, which I've grown not to do anymore. But that was the very first time and last time. And like, I feel like nowadays it's really normalized to be called that. I don't know why, but it is. But
Yeah.
maybe I just have high standards. But girls, don't let them degrade you like that. Like you're a queen. Don't let them like call you. Don't let them call you anything less. And it's weird, but like that's how I like immediately like that was like, oh, you can't call me those names. That is just plain like I was like, you can like emotionally manipulate me all you want, but calling me like a bad word, that was it. That was like the end of the show. And like I remember telling people that like that was what made you break up with him, not this, this, and that. I was like, yeah, I know. But I was like, I was like 15 and here I am 21 and I'm like, yeah, I'm so glad. There have been times where he's like tried to follow me on Instagram still, and I'm like, I don't like you. Get out of my life. I'm like, I'm not gonna follow you back, no matter how many times you follow me. And that's just like one thing I hope girls nowadays understand. That's not normal. If he calls you that, that's not normal. It's actually weird, because I guarantee you he wouldn't call you that in front of his mom and everything like that, in front of your mom, anything like that. So just be mindful and really watch the way he acts around not just you, your family, and how he acts when your family is gone, because that's like crucial in a partner. Yeah.
I know, just listen to everything you said. I guess I'm just like trying to take what can people take away from it. I know you mentioned respect, of course. That was like the biggest thing for you. Respect. And I think that's very important for a lot of girls. And understanding that a healthy relationship requires a partner that respects you in every way, like emotionally, mentally, physically. Sometimes people will respect you physically, but they won't respect you emotionally. So you gotta really, and that's the type of culture that we live in now.
Yeah.
So respect is a big thing. And I guess what you said, somebody that doesn't manipulate you. So like being honest, and also like especially for us Polynesians, like our family is everything. So like find somebody that loves your family just as much as you do.
Yeah.
And I know, but I do know, but I know every situation is different, because there are some families that are just toxic and more broken than other families. But I guess the best way, especially if your family is hurting you, then I guess it's good to have a partner that sees that and will be able to be upfront with you and let you know, you don't have to take that from your family member if they're really hurting you. So I guess I think, like, I guess I'm trying to say, trying to find somebody that always pushes you to do the right thing and do the right thing. That's best for
Find
you.
someone that pushes you to be a better you.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So
not someone better for them.
Exactly.
Like not someone that benefits them.
Exactly.
Benefits yourself.
Yeah. So find somebody that it's not focused on their own self-interest, but really cares about your interests and what's good for you. And then if you can find somebody like that, and that's and I know that's probably what we're speaking now is probably foreign language to most people in our culture right now, in our generation of growing up with love, because right now in our culture of love, it's pretty hard. It's I mean, just talking to my friends, it's really hard to find people. It's really hard to find a genuine person, especially if you are a good person. I do understand there are some terrible people out there, some terrible partners out there. But to put it out there, there are good people out there. There are really good people out there that will love and respect you. So if I had to ask you, like, what's 3 things that you feel like it's a must in a healthy relationship, what would it be? If you want to list them, give me like your top 3. Your top 3.
Yeah. Top 3 for me is communication. That's like my number one. Like not just like not talking every day, but like really communicating on how you're feeling. If something you're doing that makes them like not, they don't like something, and you address it and you both work on it together. That's what kind of communication I mean. But what I mean by that. Number 2, definitely respect. If you don't feel like doing something, they shouldn't be forcing you, or they shouldn't be making you feel bad for not wanting it. And that's just like in all aspects of like having mutual respect for one another, to know like your boundaries and stuff. And number 3 is boundaries, because even though you are in a relationship and you guys do have that kind of communication and everything like that, there are boundaries that you need to set. A lot of people are like, no, like there's no such thing as boundaries like in a relationship. I'm like, that is a necessity. Boundaries are a necessity when it comes to being in a relationship with your significant other, whether it's a boundary when it comes to family, boundary comes to your job. There's boundaries are very important and need to be set. So those would be my top 3: communication, respect, and boundaries.
Yeah, of course. Like, yeah, I wonder who said that. Like, well, there's boundaries in everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess the big thing you said, communication. And I know for a lot of people that are watching this, especially if you're younger, I feel like in our culture that could be tough, especially because everything now is through text and through social media.
Yeah.
So nowadays, when I grew up, like everything for me, like I don't really prefer, dating somebody online. I mean, to each his own. Everybody wants to do, but for me, I'm a really face-to-face person. Like if I'm going to communicate something, I need to see you face-to-face. So I understand.
Yeah, if it's a serious matter, I'm like, no, we need to talk about this like person.
Yeah, you know, out of FaceTime, but I need to, because I really need to see your reaction, right? So everything about how you react will tell me everything I need. And for me, I'm an energy guy, so I need to feel that energy from you. So, but no, that could be really hard. Everybody now starts relationship through text, through social media, so you don't really get to feel anything. So it's really hard to understand people. So all you have to go by is like what they say. So I really push for people, if you are dating people online, like try to meet them as fast as possible. Try to link up as fast as possible so you can figure out what type of person you are, because you know it's really, sometimes people's social media personality is totally opposite opposite than their real life personality. All right.
Hey, that's how my significant other is now. We met literally online and everything, and people are like, "That's so weird," and I'm like, "No, it's not, because I friend zoned him the very first time because I didn't know how he was, and then I got to know him, and I was like, oh, okay, he's cool." So yeah, good. If you meet someone online or anything like that, like just like try to like really get to know them before actually like rushing into anything. Because I knew my boyfriend now, I knew him for more than like 2 months, way before we started dating. Yeah. And the very first time I friend zoned him. So I was like, nah, we're just besties. Well, so if you're her bestie right now, she's just texting you, okay?
I think I read something. What did I say? I think I read something. What did I say? I read something funny about somebody posted about friend zone. I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, it's like, somebody, I died laughing because if you DM a girl and she friend zone you, I think somebody laughed. I think it was somebody's TikTok, but they're like, but the fact she replies to you to let you know you're getting friend zoned, that still means there's a chance something.
There's still a chance. Yep.
If she totally doesn't respond, then that means it's over. I was laughing.
She leaves you on red.
Yeah. There is no zone at all.
Yeah. I'm like, you didn't even make it past that.
So I was just laughing when I heard that.